guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I am here in the middle of freaking nowhere. I don't even know where I'm at. I know it's somewhere outside of San Diego because guess what? We have the first drive of this powered plant in the new Tacoma. What is it? It's your all-new 2025 Toyota Tacoma. This is a TRD Sport. But before we get into this blue crush, I love this color, especially under this California sun. Let's talk about what's going on here. So pickup trucks, they really have changed over the years. It's crazy to think the sizes of the trucks, the prices of the trucks, and of course, how the trucks are being powered. Now, with the Tacoma, V6 is gone. So you're just gonna have to get over it. But what they've done is they've brought a power plant to bring some more efficiency, but also bring better power. So what I want to find out is, if you're looking for a mid-sized truck, and there's plenty to choose, do you go with this hybrid iForce Max Tacoma, or do you go with a new Ranger, or maybe even a Canyon or a Colorado? Let's go ahead, let's dive into ours and find out. Right off the bat, I'm really liking the more I look at the new Tacoma, I'm really liking the look. And what I like specifically about the TRD Sport is the body color fender flares. Really think that it gives the vehicle a nice, unique look. So you have that blue crush paint on the nice fender flares, those aggressive functional air curtains, and then you'll see our all new full LED lighting. Still, this one area bothers me because of the fake vent, so I do have to zonk it. But with that being said, I like the nice sharp angles that comes into this front bumper area. As we come across the front, I'm digging the TRD Sport for another reason. It comes with a flat black grille. I prefer that over a gloss black grille. The flat black looks good. It's going to wear nicely. You do have a forward-facing camera, which is nice to see. And then obviously functionality up top. And when we drop down, you're going to have more functionality. We have active shutters, arrow shutters that open and close. And then you're going to have LED lighting. And I like the way they've built the LED lighting into that lower bumper area. And then of course, you're going to have a nice high front end to give you some good clearance. Now, this isn't a TRD Pro or a TRD Off-Road. So don't expect this to go climb that mountain that's behind us. But this is a very dual purpose pickup truck. Now, as we rise up, you do get the hood scoop off of the TRD Pro. The nice thing is that it's fully colored. It's color matched to the body. The bad news is it's fake. So we are gonna have to zonk that. You could use it as a pencil box holder, or maybe where you would put your stamp collection. But if you want to use it for functional airflow, it's not happening on this TRD Sport. Now, as we come around the bend, of course, we're going to have some specific wheels and tires. And this is one of those things where as we come in, what do we have going on? These are those TRD specific wheels for the Sport, gunmetal metallic gray, the machine aluminum accents. You'll notice that we have a street going all season tires. So there's no protection. That's why I say if you want to climb this mountain behind me, go get yourself a TRD Off-Road or a TRD Pro. I wouldn't attempt it with this, but you have 18-inch wheel, 265 on the width, 65 series sidewall, and then like I said, nicely painted all the way around. Now, as we rise up, I do like the way they're putting the iForce Max badge. Let people know that you went big on your power underneath the hood. Color matched on the mirror caps. Even on this Sport, we have 360-degree cameras. Color matched on the door handles. And then I like the way they did the flat black Tacoma badge. Like I said, I think the flat black really works well with this vehicle. Now from the side, I personally prefer the cleaner look of no running boards. Let me know if you think this should have running boards, or if you prefer to put your own running boards, or if you're like me and you like the cleaner look. Working our way towards the rear of the cab, you have that color matched extension that comes off the back. We got a digital rear view mirror. And then you'll notice that TNGA steel box frame, gonna take the beating. And then working our way towards the back, you got your TRD Sport badge. We have our exhaust outlet that just comes off. Let me know if you think it should have a finished tip. I would like to have a black tip on the end of that, just to kind of polish the whole thing off. Watch this. Power dropping and power raising tailgate. And that's gonna give you entry into that composite bed. It's not gonna rust. It takes the beating and it's not gonna get all dented and stuff. You'll notice that you do have your home power source in the back, nice to have. And then you have the adjustable tie downs, and then you also have your fixed tie downs in the bed of the bottom of the bed. LED lighting, even inside the bed. And then one thing you'll also notice is that on the iForce Max, you actually have buttons on both sides. So you have the button on the driver's side, but you also have the button on the passenger side. And it's perfect for when you got a bunch of junk in your hands and you need to put the tailgate down, you just bump it with that elbow, either side. That's specific on the iForce Max. Speaking of iForce Max, you do have a badge on the back of the tailgate. They went nice and clean with the Tacoma name stamped in. This is a 4x4 still, but like I said, it's just not as off-road-esque as a TRD Pro. And then working our way down, you do have your full toe hookups, nice and high, out of the mud, out of the dirt. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk about power with this hybrid. All right, guys, we got the hood pop. You do have a prop rod. Underneath the hood is that 2.4 liter turbocharged inline four paired with the electric motor. So what are we talking about? We're talking about more horsepower than the V6. 326 horsepower, 465 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. The tow capacity is 6,000 pounds. Payload capacity is 1,705 pounds. The vehicle weighs right around 4,800 pounds, and MPGs 22 in the city, 25 on the highway. So those are all better numbers. The MPGs, the horsepower, the torque, better numbers than the outgoing V6. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire this thing up and see it move. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 Toyota TRD Sport with the iForce Max. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I definitely need a new midsize truck. I need to start hauling more stuff, but I don't want a full size. I don't need a full size. I've been looking at the new Ranger. I've been looking at older Tacomas with the V6. I'm very curious about this new Tacoma TRD Sport. How much is it? So MSRP, the way that this one is optioned, is right at $55,000. It's like $54,000 and change. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels, all new materials. Now on the TRD Sport, it is going to be hard plastic up top. And to me, that's a little bit of a zonk just because of the price point. You do have a nice soft armrest. And I do like the TRD badge that they put right there in the center. Of course, we're going to have our little pocket in the middle. That is perfect for holding at least, I would say, 6 Hostess pies: cherry, apple, peach, blueberry. Down below, you have 3 bottle holders. You can get a couple bottles of Yoo-Hoo and a bottle of Pepsi to wash all of that Hostess goodness down. And we have the JBL sound system. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, I like this dark silver trim that they put in the TRD Sport, especially with the Tacoma name there. You have your required. This is required on all trucks starting for model year 2025, is the Twinkie holder here. So Toyota decided to bring it now. Baker's dozen of Twinkies. slide on in, you're actually getting the 14-inch infotainment system. It's got all the multimedia software that we've shown you. Let me go ahead and put it in drive because this is where things get good when it comes to cameras. Watch this. Boom. So there we are, looking out the front. You got all your different angles. Resolution could be a little bit clearer, especially you can see like it's good, but it's not perfect. And I know perfection doesn't exist, but a little bit better resolution would be nicer. But still, the way they show every angle. And I like the way you could change the color of the truck. It's just the little touches like that. Put it back in the park, and there we are. You are getting 3 stages of heated seats, 3 stages of ventilated seats, dual climate control, which is really nice. They even put the little, let me shut that off, it starts to make noise, bothers me. They have the little Toyota Tacoma in the AC controls. You got your metal toggle switches. Oops, I just shut everything off, Steven, we're gonna sweat. No, just kidding. We also have our heated steering wheel. Now I'm gonna move the shifter out of the way because you get 2 USB-Cs, a 12 volt, there we go, and a place where you can put 2 cheeseburgers, and you got wireless charging. So they got you covered when it comes to tech and storage. This is gonna control your 8-speed automatic. You do have the TRD badge. This is also a 4x4. So this, you could go 2 high, 4 high, or 4 low. You got your different drive modes, your trailer, 2 cup holders, Toyota key fob, not too bad. I gotta zonk this, it's like a rubber brick. Doesn't feel good whatsoever, but when you open it, you do have enough room in there, I would say for at least 1 pound bag of Skittles. You know, especially when you open up the sunroof, which this does have a sunroof, you wanna see the rainbow, you wanna touch the rainbow, you wanna taste the rainbow. So keep the Skittles in there. And then the seats, I do like the soft-tex material, the way it's got the cool design that shines through. Nice bolstering. You do have manual adjustments for the passenger? No. We actually have on this Sport, I can't believe it, electric adjustments for the passenger, power adjustments for the driver, and then on top of that, you have a digital rearview mirror. Much different going TRD Sport with the ICE engine compared to TRD Sport with the iForce Max, because not only do you have more power, you're also getting more amenities on the inside, especially things where you could plug in a bug zapper so that bugs don't land on your face. But why don't we go ahead, come over to the business end. I want to show you behind the wheel of this Tacoma. All right, guys, business time in this Tacoma TRD Sport iForce Max. You'll notice because it is a Sport, you have an aluminum brake pedal, aluminum throttle. I just wish there was an aluminum dead pedal. That would have been a nice touch. We do have the TRD Sport embroidery. That's worth an extra 5 horsepower. Your power seat controls, which are really nice. And you're gonna like the comfort of the cabin. They really stepped up their game with the cabin compared to the previous gen. Steering wheel has the 2-piece leather, perforated and smooth, stitching on the horn button. And then you do have flat black on the switch gear, manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel, and you do have your auxiliary switches. So if you wanna get an air horn or some auxiliary lighting, you could just wire it up and then turn it on right there. I like that touch. And then of course, another thing I like is the 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster with your modes, sport, normal, and eco. So nice to have those different modes. And then you have a plethora of information that can be displayed for you. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat because I want to go for a drive in this Sport. All right, guys, back seat time. And what's nice is that you are going to get some of the same soft finishes on the seats. The bad news is there's still not a ton of room back here. I mean, it's better than the previous gen, but still tight. You are sitting on the battery pack for this thing, so there's no under the seat storage, so something to think about, but you can fold the rear seat down, which is nice. On the back, soft-tex material, no pocket, so if you're gonna come out here and collect some rocks, you're gonna wanna sit on the passenger side behind the front passenger because that's where you put your stones. If you don't, you're gonna have to put them on your lap. And if you take one wrong move, that might be it. Now, you do have a little bit of a command center with your 2 cup holders. I do like the way they have a home power source and 2 USB-Cs. But like I said, I'm 6 feet tall. I don't feel cramped, but I also don't feel like I have a ton of room. But like I said, this is a mid-size truck. If you're worried about your backseat passengers, go buy either a full-size truck or don't bring anybody with you to sit in the back seat. Problem solved. But why don't we go ahead, let's go on throttle and see how this Toyota drives. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 Toyota Tacoma TRD Sport. And what's cool about the TRD Sport is that with this one, I could show you what the rear-wheel drive experience is like, because we have that ability to just put it into rear-wheel drive. But if you're ready, I'm ready. We're gonna go on throttle. On throttle, here we go, look at that. You're getting that instant torque from the electric motors with the hybrid setup and the 2.4 liter turbocharged engine. And with the more street-friendly tires, this vehicle really handles well. You're not getting a lot of road noise. They did a great job with the overall suspension. And it's just nice. I think it's great to have all these different grades for what people are gonna use the Tacoma for. So you can tow with this. You can have that 4x4, but it's nice to also just have it be rear-wheel drive and the more street-friendly tire. But very controllable. I love the work that they've done to the steering. And the other thing you gotta remember too is, because we don't have a V6 anymore, you have actually less weight. Now, it's not as less weight as if this was a non-iForce Max Tacoma TRD Sport, but still, it's gonna be a little lighter than what you find with the weight off the front end of the V6. And because we have that battery pack that actually lowers our center of gravity to give us a better handling truck. And that's what's cool about being able to make these choices depending on what is the best option for you. But getting to that nice large infotainment system well within reach, we already know how great the multimedia software is. It has over-the-air updates, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. You also have that JBL center speaker that is removable as a Bluetooth speaker right up on top of the dash. But the seats are comfy, they look good, they definitely feel good, and I just love the color. This blue crush color is really shows the body lines nicely and gives it that extra sporty look, I think, on the TRD Sport. But with all these great improvements, obviously it cuts down on the amount of vibration and harshness that comes into the cab, especially with that TNGA-F platform. Guys, once again, on throttle, here we go. You are getting some pumped in sound, and I have to applaud Toyota, even though I'm not a big fan of simulated sound. In the Tacoma, just like in the Tundra, they do a good job of bringing some sound in, but not making it too obnoxious or too synthetic. I think that's one thing you're gonna notice and actually appreciate. Plus, you got all the Toyota sensing technology. We got the cameras, never seen before on the Tacoma, every freaking angle you could think of. Plus, I'm not done yet, we have things as simple as rear disc brakes, which when you're on a mountainous road like this and you're picking up the pace, it's good to shed some speed with some good tires and some good brakes. But definitely, you're gonna like the improvements, I think, that they made to the Tacoma on this redesign, especially the digital gauge cluster. Lets you know the boost gauge, how much boost you're running with the engine, the iForce Max, the battery charge for your hybrid setup, and then the comfort. They really have stepped it up, and it's gonna be great to see how it does in the market. But I'm hoping that this has been a good overall review of what this Tacoma TRD Sport is bringing for the money. We're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, another California dreaming kind of day out here in sunny San Diego. Definitely want to thank the whole Toyota team for having us out for the first drive of this new Tacoma with the iForce Max power plant. Let me know what you think. Are you going to go this route? Are you going to go with a Ranger? Are you going to go with a Colorado? Are you going to go with a Canyon? Or are you going to go really old school with the Frontier? Let me know down in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rides family. We need to give it up to Stephen Flood. Flood Photography, working it like the champ he is. This is day 31 out here in San Diego for this Toyotathon event, and he's barely hanging on. But you know what? We'll take it. So thank you, Stephen, for all that you're doing. Just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.